Okay. So let me, anything else on terrorists? Any thoughts, any additional?
I got a question, Tim.
Yeah.
So I've fired two terrorists, I guess, over the last 5 years or so. Both of them have done really well in a different organization. And I'm just wondering, if the culture, it's a mismatch of cultures rather than personality, so they may be successful somewhere else.
And two things come to mind. That's a good question, CV. One is very possible that while they're not a fit in your company and your values, they could be a fit somewhere else. The second thought is there are, just as there are terrorist people, there are terrorist companies. How many of you have dealt with a terrorist company before? I certainly have. Whether it's an airline, a restaurant, a store, I've had more than my share of encounters with terrorist companies. And your terrorist is going to be perfectly happy working for that company, but not my company. And that's prerogative you have as the owner of the companies. You get to pick and choose who plays on your team. You get to make that decision.
I had an incident where my terrorist was my top performer. They brought in 50% of the sales in the company, and it put me in a position to where, do we deal with it? And we tried to coach, but she was good.
Yeah.
As far as customers and sales go, ultimately we separated, but we saw an extreme drop in revenue in that one store.
So we're going to talk, well, we talked about this, I think, briefly in the first module, the idea of the J curve. And firing a terrorist is a perfect example of a J curve, in that we know that we're going to go down in terms of performance, organizational performance. We're going to take a hit. We're going to go down, but we're also going to go way up as a result of that decision. And the question is, can we withstand the down before the up? And I have been doing this for 30 plus years. I've never had someone regret firing a terrorist. Never. I've never had someone say, well, we should have kept Fernando. What I hear instead is, I should have done this sooner. I should have done this much sooner. Yeah. All right, let's take just a little bit of time that we've got left here. Let's move to the cheerleader. Oh, by the way, the average organization, 30% of employees are terrorists. If we're being honest, 30% of our people are terrorists. Sometimes they're quiet terrorists, meaning, they're not creating havoc, they're not blowing up bombs, but they're not a fit. They're not a fit with our company.